Hello everyone and welcome to Flickering Myth TV. My name is EJ Marino and today we are diving into a review of the movie The Kid Detective. I'm going to start this off by saying The Kid Detective came out of nowhere. The trailer dropped, the movie was released, I got the press screener, all in within a week of each other. This is a movie I had no idea was coming out, but I have to say, I kind of enjoyed it. It's this neo-noir, there's a crime thriller element to it, but it's kind of funny, but it's kind of dramatic. And then the last 20 minutes, and I know you've heard about these last 20 minutes, it just turns into a whole different movie. Overall, I like this movie. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought there's a coming of age story to it. Adam Brody does so good. There's a lot in this to enjoy, but I just can't believe it came out of nowhere. You know, I guess nowadays we have movies that are hyped 2 years in advance and we're just like force-fed trailers and information. So here it's a little bit different. So I guess that's what makes this movie so intriguing. There's ooh, what is this factor to it? There's a lot to this that makes it an intriguing film outside of the movie. And then you get into the movie itself and it's just what is going on here? We have a kid detective who is now an adult trying to figure out his life. He's on a new case. He's meeting people. His town is shady. What is going on? So yes, outside of this movie, when we get into the nitty gritty, it's as intriguing as the mystery around it. And I like that type of movie. Adam Brody plays Abe Applebaum, a former kid detective who was pretty successful in his day, but could never figure out one case that has weighed on him his entire life. Now that he's a 32-year-old man, he's trying to figure out what the hell he's doing. And then a case stumbles upon him. He meets a new young person who she's just hey, I have something, I need your help. And they go on an adventure that leads them down some crazy paths. Again, I talked about in the beginning a little bit, those last 20 minutes really up the ante. But even before that, I was just well, this is intriguing. I'm trying to figure out the mystery alongside this movie. And I love a film like that. I love it when it lets me play along. It lets me play detective with them, and I think that was so refreshing in here. So this whole case is pretty crazy because we have the coming of age story, we have the the trying to get back to your glory days kind of story, which I think is interesting because I hear the kid detective story who is now a little bit washed up as he gets older, and I go to the kid actor kind of motif where we see the kid actor who was really popular when he was 7 and now is a 30-year-old man and is not that big anymore. So that's kind of what I got from this. So I think there's a lot of layers to this story that you could add on to your own message. I think all of us have been successful at one point. You could have been the high school, quarterback that did so well, then get to being an adult and then you're a nobody. So I think there's a very relatable story at the center of this. And then you have the mystery elements, then you have the crime drama, the neo-noir aspect with this weird shady town and all those vibes. It just has a lot in this movie. I'm not going to say it's my favorite movie of the year. There's some polish, we could have polished some things up a little later on, which we will talk about. But overall, I'm surprised by this movie, and I'm happy it exists. I want to focus on Adam Brody in this film for a moment because he really impressed me. He added layers to this performance that I never thought would have been there. I think, any other actor could have done a pretty decent job, but something about him, he added this really endearing quality to it. He's never really grown up, especially since that one case that he never got to solve as a kid kind of has weighed on him for his entire life, so he doesn't really know how to act now. And I think this could have come off very unnuanced. It could have been very oh, we get it, you're trying to do the child actor thing I mentioned and it's not coming off. But no, there was something really endearing about his story. There's something that you want him to solve this mystery. We get resolutions to this case and to his story as well. So we get a whole arc in a whole journey. I think the director did a very good job trying to build this character as someone we want to follow, someone we want to see have a successful life. That's so hard to do sometimes where you're okay, why am I following this protagonist? Why do I care about them? But the Abe character here, I cared. I was curious. I wanted him to do well. It's you kind of, there's some things that he runs into, there's some roadblocks, and I'm I just want you to get through with this because I want you to have the mystery solved. I want you to feel better about yourself. I want you to connect with this new younger person. I want your family to get, there's just so much in here that you're I feel for you. I want to hug you. And like, that's what's so good about this movie. I think without this Abe character and without a good performance from Adam Brody, it could have been pretty like, forgettable, hit or miss. It would have been like, oh, that movie. But with this performance, it really stands out and really makes this what I think is why you should see The Kid Detective. The mystery's fun, the elements, the neo-noir, the genreless vibe to it is awesome, but Adam Brody is the real reason to check this out. Yes, the premise is a little quirky and it's not the most relatable thing, and sure, it could have been a little bit bigger in scale. It could have had a bigger element to it that made it a little bit more must-see, but overall, if you liked what I've said about a detective plot, if you like these kind of noir films, I mean, this feels a little bit more safe than like Under the Silver Lake, which is another film that kind of reminds me of this, but it's still that kind of vibe where you're like, if you like these type of what is going on, what is in this weird corrupt town, what is happening, you will enjoy this story. Adam Brody is here to carry us along through the story. We also have other actors who I enjoy. His partner is pretty cool as well. She is pretty generic at times, and there's not a lot to say about her character, but she still plays off with him pretty well. Overall, I just really recommend this. If you're looking for a good, funny, light kind of comedy drama that turns into a whole different movie at the end, oh my goodness, that ending is still crazy. But again, I think this is an easy sellable film, especially nowadays, where we're trying to not watch anything too heavy, where you're like, oh my god, the world is going crazy. I don't need my movies to be too crazy. This is that type of movie that you throw on, have a good time, figure out a mystery, and just see an easy, fun film. That is it for my review of The Kid Detective. What did you guys think of this review? What do you guys think of this movie? Has anyone seen it yet? Has anyone seen any trailers for it? What are you thinking about this film? It's a weird sell. I wouldn't normally watch something like this, but I'm glad I did. I had a good time. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week, and give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Alright everyone, let's talk about The Kid Detective down below.